Hey, we're back with the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC and 93.3 FM. The Screen Team is being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us. Fearless Social, putting their skills to work in Poplar Bluff community since 2011. For more information, follow Dr. Ben Atkins on Facebook and also Poplar Bluff Drywall, commercial and residential. Give them a call at 714-3127. Poplar Bluff Drywall. We rock. And want to remind folks to check out the brand new website for the Screen Team. Go to www.screenteampb.com. In fact, you still have, I believe, 2 more days left. Just 2 days left to register in the Indiana Jones giveaway. We're giving away Indiana Jones, not trilogy, but all 4 movies on Blu-ray. We're giving away. All you got to do is just go to our website and register, and we'll give that away coming up on Monday. So, you still have time to get registered, so go to screenteampb.com. Our next film we're going to review is Nightcrawler. This film came out in October of 2014. It's an American crime thriller which stars Jake Gyllenhaal. And this movie came out, like I said, in 2014. Got a lot of good reviews, not only for the movie, but also for Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. Let's see how the Screen Teamers like the movie. Sabrina J., let's start off with you. Nightcrawler, were you a fan of this film?
Well, I am a fan of this film, as far as I am glad I watched it. It just took a really, really long time to get...
Interesting,
the word?
Going, exciting... Thrilling?
I mean, it was thrilling. Thrilling is the word that I was missing. Thrilling, it's a thriller. It's titled a thriller. I mean, it's touted, I guess is the word better. But I had a really hard time thinking that this is, worth watching at the beginning because I kept waiting for more interesting stuff to happen. I came off of watching The Kingsman to watching this movie, so it was like... So that said, it's not a real exciting movie. It's a good movie as.
So what's the basis of the story? What's Jake Gyllenhaal's character? He's kind of a.
Sorry, I'm really floundering on this. It's just really hard.
He's kind of a fishy character, right?
He's a very weird. Fishy isn't even good. Weird. Yeah. He's weird.
I'd say sociopath.
Yeah, he's weird. Sociopathic, weird. He has his own world that he kind of lives in, and he speaks as if he's reading text from a book
very
or
rigid.
Online.
Yes.
And it's like he's memorizing these great phrases and speaks them to people as if he's come up with that idea all by himself. But yet he's just, he's channeling information from online out of his mouth. But he lives by it like it's code, and he talks and makes up lies, and he figures out a way he goes from being a thief to being this, what they call a Nightcrawler, a guy who videos accidents and incidents.
Kind of as they happen.
They happen, and he listens to a scanner, and he follows what's happening around the city, goes and grabs a video of it, and basically the premise is this: if you're the first man on the scene, it's yours, and you get first dibs on positioning to get the best camera shots and all that kind of stuff. They grab their footage and they go sell it to the different news channels. Highest bidder wins the footage.
Yeah.
And whoever can get it there fastest gets it on earliest, and the stations love this. And
because it's sensationalized news.
Oh, absolutely. And the station that wants his information and his footage is really just going right over the edge of too far.
Right, yeah. And they're desperate because they're like the last place news station.
Right.
And the person that is giving him this opportunity, Rene Russo's character, is in the vampire shift, as they call it.
Yeah.
And has never stayed at a newsroom longer than 2 years, and she's coming up on her 2-year run, so she's desperate for any kind of footage that can grab viewers' attention.
And hold their station and put them up in the rankings. And it's really sad because the two of them are actually very much alike, yet not. She doesn't come off as a sociopath.
Right, she's still fake.
She's a business person.
Right.
But the flaky kind of business person.
Absolutely.
And he's just a freak.
Yeah.
And he has his sights set on her and her station and the money, and they keep doling it out because he keeps breaking the rules and getting footage that nobody else can get because they won't go that far. And so this movie is just... All I know is at the end of it, I was just angry.
You were mad.
I was mad.
Sabrina, I'm along the lines with you on this film. This film, thrilling, exciting. It wasn't like that for me. But it's not a bad movie. I don't want people to get that. But it's not, your typical kind of thriller where it's exciting and you're on the edge of your seat kind of thing. I will say that Jake Gyllenhaal's performance was unbelievable.
Stellar. Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he creeped me right out.
So good. So
It was a very good movie, I thought, but an exceptional performance by he. And Rene Russo, I thought, was pretty good. Actually very good in her role as well. As the only other person in the movie that had as few scruples as he did.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with all of the above. I just don't think I ever want to see it again, and I'm not going to go bragging about it to anybody and say, oh, you got to watch this movie. I will say this, there's a few little bloody scenes and stuff, but it's not a grotesque movie as far as visually speaking.
So you're saying it's also not like The Kingsman in that regard,
right?
Sure.
There's you might not want to watch this movie because you think you're going to risk seeing more than you can handle visually,
right?
And you're not.
This one's it's more an uneasy feeling created by the characters and the situations rather than by necessarily like the images themselves.
Right.
There's a little bit of blood, but everything's tastefully handled. There's a lot of language, but again, not as bad as Kingsman.
Right.
That's the standard bearer, I guess, for this review of another film.
Someone less than an adrenaline junkie like myself might actually enjoy this and think that it's a pretty steady pace.
See, I liked it a lot. It is slow moving, and that is one thing I'll warn audiences against, is that it is slow moving. But I thought it was an interesting way to kind of go into that world and understand this profession, that it does exist.
Yeah.
And, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance, I thought was, I don't want to say mesmerizing, but I thought it was compelling.
Yeah.
He created a very interesting, slimy character that, even though there weren't many guys in this film, not many characters that you could really root for.
Yeah.
His assistant was about as sympathetic as you could get. The detectives were good, but it seems like a lot of the secondary characters were there only as a manifestation of our disgust for the central character.
Yeah, the assistant was actually very pitiful.
Yeah, he was. Well, you felt sorry for him. I don't know that you necessarily like the guy, but you feel for him. And the moments of danger in the film and tension are created because you don't want him to get in trouble, rather than Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
why are you buying into this?
Right. Well, desperation's kind of a sad thing.
And I guess so. So he's pretty desperate.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, in pretty much every aspect of this movie, it's less than The Kingsman.
It's less than stellar, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen by any means.
Right. All right, well, we're going to put this one aside and see how we thought of The Kingsman, The Secret Service, coming your way next on today's Talk 930 KW.